What up? This is Ramashkin in the anticipation of An Amish Sin, premiering October 29 on Lifetime channel. I'm here talking with the star of this new film, Dylan Ratzlaff. How are you, Dylan?
Great. How are you?
Good, good, good. Sorry about my phone. Congratulations on the film. I haven't screened it yet, but looking forward to watching it. And it premieres on October 29 on Lifetime. So for my fans to get to know you, I understand that your background was dancing. Is that correct? And then you made that jump into acting. So tell us a bit about how did you get bit by the acting bug? And was it easy or was it challenging going from dancing to acting?
So I definitely started off as a dancer. I've been dancing since I was 3 years old. So that was kind of like my main passion. I like to put it as I was like a spirited child, but like my parents would probably say otherwise. But dance was just a great outlet for me to put my emotions into. And then when I turned about 10, one of my teachers was like, you should get into commercials. And so I did like a few commercials here and there, and an Elmo Tickle Hands, a For Real Friends, just kind of those classic ones. And then from there, I had to get braces. So I kind of stopped doing the whole like film and TV commercial thing. So once those got off, I actually auditioned for The Next Step, which is a mockumentary about a dance studio. And so they hired me as a dancer and taught me how to act. So I didn't really have like any experience other than my commercial experience acting. And so I kind of got to learn the ropes of it on set and just fell in love with it because it was kind of just another outlet to perform. And so I felt like a lot of things translated from dance. There was a lot of pros and cons to it, but mostly pros. I was able to feel comfortable in front of the camera and be able to perform and all that. And so it kind of just segued into that acting career. And now I get to do both. And yeah, they complement each other quite nicely.
Now, fun question. Are there any styles of dancing that you like more than others, and why?
Totally. My two favorites are contemporary and acro. So a lot of people don't know what contemporary is, but I say like it's a mix between like ballet and like lyrical. So it's slower movements, but I love to do like lots of flips. So like kind of like gymnastics. And so I can really use like my strength in that in the contemporary. And that's also why I love acro. It's very similar to gymnastics, but I love to just flip in the air. I was always the shortest in my group, so I always got lifted in that. But I really did love it. So those are kind of like my two favorites.
Was there a pro or a coach on Dancing with the Stars that is your favorite?
Oh, I don't know.
It's
I
okay if
like
you don't know.
no, there's like so many that I love. I kind of was more into So You Think You Can Dance. That was like my show that I watched. Loved
Good
everyone,
show.
like Mia Michaels, all of those people. It was just like my favorite to watch. Yeah.
To be honest, getting to the movie here, I don't know much about Amish people other than what I saw in Harrison Ford movie Witness. And I did visit an Amish country once. I think it was in Indiana. But even that, it didn't help enlighten me about their customs or their cultures and how they do things. In your preparation for this movie, in your role in An Amish Sin, what
Mhm.
was part of your research? How did you get to observe them firsthand, or did you rely mostly on the script alone?
Yeah, so basically I had about a week to prepare. So it was pretty fast to like try to learn this whole new culture. So Lifetime actually had kind of like a person we could go to that had been in the Amish community.
Oh,
And so it was like any question I had, I would just ask her and she would help so much. So like we got it down to whether our string should be tied on our cap if we're in public or if we're at home and all of that. And like eye contact with like certain people in the church and all that. And so any question that we had, and even on set, if we're like, we're not really sure about this, we shot off an email to her and she was like, this is how they do it in the community. So it was something that was really cool that we could have that to make sure every detail was so specific, because kind of when you're replicating a culture, like you don't want to get it wrong. And so we were super conscious of that. And so for that week, I really delved deep into like the Amish community and all of their customs. And then even throughout the filming time, I just learned a lot more.
so it's like an Amish consultant.
Exactly. You got it.
That's awesome. Now,
Yeah.
this is your first big lead role, isn't it?
Yes.
Were you nervous about taking this on? Was there a degree of pressure that comes with it about wanting to do it? Talk to me about that.
Totally. When I first got the audition, I was like, I feel like this is maybe above my pay grade. Like, I'm not sure if I can do this. I had done like a lead role in a television show, but this was like, it was a really serious topic. And I was like, if I get this, I want to make sure I do it right. So as soon as I got it, I was like, oh my gosh, okay. First it was like, okay, I can do this. And then it was like, okay, I I have so many things I need to accomplish before we start filming. And it was definitely nerve-wracking, but I have to say, like, with the people I got placed with the director, Michael Nankin, and all those people, they fostered an environment that was so welcoming to me. And like, just they taught me so many things on set. It was never like, oh, you don't know this. It was like, hey, let me teach you how this works and all that. And that was super awesome, because I feel like if it was another way, it would probably not be as a great of an experience for my first lead role. But everyone was so welcoming on set, and it was so awesome. And I just like grew every day on set, and really was able to like come into my own, I would say, because being a lead role, like, it's exciting, but it's also a responsibility, because you're on set pretty much every day. Like, I was on set every day, so it's your job to set the tone for basically the film time. And if you come in with a grumpy mood, then most likely everyone else around you is going to feel grumpy. So it's like something that I realized, okay, this is like, it's exciting, but it's also a responsibility. And so I made sure I tried to make it a happy set.
Wondering, curious, what was it like on the set working with actresses who've done this for quite a while, like your co-stars Kelly Martin and Rurika Bernard?
Oh goodness, just watching them, I was just like, I need to be a sponge right now and just like absorb everything that you guys are doing, because it was fascinating to watch them, and just like their confidence going into each scene, and how every take felt a little bit different, and they gave me a little bit of different energy to feed off of. It was just super cool. And then like there was even one scene that Ruki and I worked on with each other. We're like, it doesn't quite make sense. Like, how can we make this like make sense of this? And we really just like worked with each other, and I just like saw the way her brain worked, and I was like, oh my goodness, I want this every day. And it was just really cool. So with every scene I did with them, like, my acting just got better. It was like free acting training on set, really.
That sounds awesome. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Now, from the synopsis, it sounds to me that, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, since I haven't seen the film, it sounds to me that the film's themes is about Rachel's struggle to gaining her own self-empowerment in a society that keeps her from doing so. Now, some people might see that and agree with it, and I certainly do. But some a counter argument would say, hey, that's their culture, that's their lifestyle, that's, they choose to be away from civilization, so who are we to judge them? What I'm getting at is, my question is this movie a criticism of the Amish community? In other words, what does An Amish Sin want to convey about the Amish people themselves?
Yeah, that's a really tough question, because we do show a lot of the bad parts of the Amish community, and we more just want to bring to light what happens within a tight-knit community. And we can totally respect the way they do things, the way that they like maybe don't use electricity, but that doesn't give them the right for men to sexually abuse their children and all of that, and people within their community. And so I think there's a way the way we went about it was like, we even showed how like there's somewhat beauty in the fact that they all have a role, and they're all so community based. Like, it is quite beautiful that they have that. And so we wanted to show that, but then also bring to light that this is a really big issue in that community, and no woman should ever have to go through that. And so I think the biggest thing is like, we don't want to criticize the way they're living, but we need to kind of bring to light some of the things that are getting just like swept under the rug.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And it's just as sad that most likely most of them won't get to watch this movie, because they don't have the access to. But
Yeah, we were laughing. We're like, well, if the Amish community sees this and they're mad with this, they have to admit they watched it.
yeah, exactly. Very good point. So my
Yes.
last question for you is, before I let you go, so what's next for you, Dylan? That's always the question for every actor. Will it be another grinding of audition after audition, or do you already have something lined up for us to anticipate?
Yeah, so I actually just worked on Cruel Summer, their second season. So that was super awesome. I just did that about a couple of weeks ago, which was super great to get back on set. But yeah, I feel like I'm still at that place where I need to be grinding during those auditions. And so I've just been putting stuff on tape, and then also been doing a bit of traveling for dance. So that's pretty cool that I get to go in like both worlds, like professionally. But yeah, I feel like fall is the season where you just like put your head down and you're just working really hard. So that's where I'm at.
Oh, that's good to hear. By the way, dancing is a talent that I wish I had. I mean, I'm so mad that the universe didn't grant me that, but I got two left feet, so that's any advice for me?
I mean, everyone can be a dancer as long as you can have a little bit of rhythm. Like, you're a dancer, seriously.
Anybody can dance. I love to hear that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
So for my fans at home, everybody go check out An Amish Sin, premiering October 29 on Lifetime channel. Dylan, thank you for talking to me, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.